welcome to the Becoming Her channel. Welcome to the Becoming Her Diaries. This is a series that I'm going to start where I just have vulnerable conversations with you guys about my journey and where I am and what God has been showing me. But today is a little bit different. Today is very raw. Today is very like in the moment diary. Today was a really rough day. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, which is hence why I'm at the park today. I was just really having a really hard day. I woke up this morning with just feeling worried and anxious and overwhelmed, and the last couple days have been a lot for me emotionally. Just feeling burnt out emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, like just burnt out in all areas. And the Lord told me to take off work, which I did. I took off work. I'm on vacation next week for like 3 days actually. I wanted to go visit my family, but after consulting with the Lord during prayer, He wanted me to stay home and just rest. And I really wanted to go see my family because I missed them, and I also just wanted to escape my environment. It was just so much, you guys. So many burdens, stresses, fears, worries. I don't even know where to even start with what I've been feeling, so I'll just start with today. I had a dream. It wasn't very pleasant. I woke up and journaled to the Lord, and I just felt so anxious and overwhelmed and fearful. And I was laying in bed, you guys, and I was just listening to some worship music, soaking music, originally just to relax and try to hear from the Lord. And it was just like my mind was just going a mile a minute, and it was so frustrating. I ended up transitioning to worship music, and I put on this song called I Love Your Presence, and I just started crying out, and I was telling the Lord, like, Lord, I don't know why I'm crying. I don't want to cry. I'm tired of crying and seeing no change. I'm tired of crying about the same thing over and over. Like, I'm just tired of crying. Like, I don't have any tears left to cry. And the Lord just kept directing me to different songs, worship songs, and those songs were like hitting home, and it was making me cry like crazy. And I had this feeling of like, I need to get out of the house, because I was laying in bed and I felt like I couldn't even get out of bed. It was really rough. I felt like I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't want to go to a cafe. I just didn't want to be in a crowded place. I really wanted to be by the water, and I'm one of those people where, like, for me, being by the water is something that I genuinely love, especially like when I'm in states where like I just want to be at a place of just like there's just silence and there's just nature, and I can actually think. Like, there's clarity, there's no busyness going on. So I wanted to go to one of my favorite parks in Brooklyn, but the Lord told me to go to a park by my house because I have a meeting later on today, and from my house to Brooklyn, it would have taken a long time for me to get there and back. But I found this park near my house where they have water. They have like a little pond, like a little, I can show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. They have a little pond with like the little ducks, and I don't know what that geese is, one of them things. Well, it's geese. It was a bunch of geese. And this little girl was feeding them, and it was just so cute. And I was just talking to the Lord on the walk here about just the things that I've been feeling, just feeling emotionally drained, feeling like it just feels like nothing I ever do is enough, feeling like my trying isn't good enough, trying to seek the Lord isn't good enough, or that I'm not doing good enough, just overwhelmed and fearful. Like, am I serving the Lord correctly? Am I going through this? Am I going through that? And it was like this. It's been like this for a while now. And today was just one of those days where I just felt emotionally depleted. Like I just felt so depleted. And now I'm just here, just walking through the park. And I was just talking to the Lord, and he was speaking to me about, giving myself grace and not being so hard on myself, and just understanding how patient he is with me, and that I'm going to get there on time. Yeah, I'm going to try not to cry because I've been crying all day, but it is what it is. It's just been a lot for me between work, and I've just been feeling so distant and disconnected from people. Just feeling like I don't have anybody to talk to about what's going on in my own mind. So it's been a bit hard lately for me. Just trying to do right by God, trying to make time for him. But the last 2 days was just like so hard. Like I felt like I didn't even have words to put to my emotions. I just felt so like numb to a point where I couldn't even, like, it was just like all the emotions were just, I was feeling it all at once, and I couldn't put words to it until today. I just ended up breaking down in my house, and I was like, I have to get out. I have to get out of the house. I have to go do something. I need to get a new scenery, a different scenery. I need to do something different. So that's what I did today. Sorry, y'all, making sure. That's what I did today. I literally just got out the house and I came to the park near my house like the Lord told me to. And I just started walking. Sorry, I'm hearing clutter. I'm sorry, y'all. I just started walking and just pouring out what I was feeling to the Lord, what I could get out to the Lord in the best way that I could. And now I'm just walking through the park, and I wanted to record this moment, this journey, because one thing the Lord was showing me was like, there's nothing wrong with having days where, like, how do I even explain this? Like, the Lord was just showing me basically, like, this journey that I'm going on, like, all this documents that I'm doing and, like, posting and things like that. Like, this is something that I'm going to look back on in a couple of years and genuinely see the growth in myself, and emotionally, spiritually, in my relationship with him, and just knowing him deeper and knowing him better. And I'm not going to say today was really, really hard. It was one of those days. But the Lord is kind. The Lord is gentle. The Lord is patient. And he's literally been here this entire time just talking to me. And right now I feel relaxed. I feel at some form of peace right now. I just feel like a release, like I got what I needed to get out to the Lord, what I needed to say to him, what I was feeling in that moment. Because I honestly felt like a lot of what I was feeling came out in the tears that I shed this morning. But the Lord was faithful to just encourage me and just to talk to me about just being patient with myself and not being so hard on myself in my perspective. I need to seek the Lord more on this. I'm wondering if my perspective is just jaded, like, because I've just been feeling like it's just been nonstop emotional exhaustion, and I'm like, yo, is this warfare? Like, am I just not resting? I'm not well rested. Is this warfare, or is this like a sign of like, Kimani, you need to take a break from work, you need to take a break from everything, you need to just rest? And always me just feeling like I'm not involved in anything right now. The Lord has like asked me to step down from a lot of things currently, and that has been another thing that has been hard. But I've been obedient, and I didn't even ask why. I just did it because the Lord was asking me to. And I realized the moment I stepped down, it was like I realized I had to deal with a lot of emotions. It was like facing myself. And sometimes I wonder if I did all those things to, I don't know, maybe avoid the emotions. I don't really know right now at this moment. But y'all, it's a whole puddle coming up, and I refuse to go through that puddle because I got Uggs on, and I'm not going through this mud. Because y'all, when I tell y'all it rained cats and dogs last night over here, I'm not doing it. So I'm just turn right back and go the other direction, because I did see some stairs over here, and I kind of wanted to go up and see what was up there. But sorry y'all. But yeah, just feeling like my emotions are just like, I think I talked about this in my last video, like emotional healing. And a part of that is dealing with the emotions that you go through, that you ignore, that you suppress. And for me, I feel like I cry so much now. Like, I'll be like, Lord, I'm tired of crying. Like, I don't want to cry no more. Like, there's not enough tears in my body right now to let out. Like, I can't. But I have to believe and I have to trust, even though it's hard, and even despite my circumstances, like, that something good is going to come out of this. And I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know when it's going to start getting good. I'm just trying to, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know what I'm doing right now. I just know that the first step was I took off work these next couple, next week. And sorry, y'all. I'm making sure I'm on time for my meeting. I took off work for 2 days next week, and then another day the following week. So I'll have a total of like 5 days off, including the weekend. And I'm really just gonna take that time to rest with the Lord. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go by the water, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna talk to the Lord, and I'm gonna journal, and I'm gonna just get some rest. I'm gonna sleep, get some rest. I was talking to the Lord about some ideas that I had to do, and just wanting to get more involved in some different things. Like, I want to go back to the gym. I want to take a pottery class. I want to do all these different things. But then I'm like, well, if you already feel like you're struggling right now to make time for the Lord, how are you going to do all these different things? And it's like, my perspective is not in the right place. So it's a lot. I have therapy next week. Oh, I didn't tell you I started therapy, Y'all, let me tell you something. Therapy is amazing. I love therapy. I pray that it's not something that I have to stay in forever. But I do recommend it for anybody who really, really needs it. Like, it's really good place. Like, obviously, always go to God first. I will always say that. Go to God first. He is the number one therapist. He's the number one healer. He always has the answers. But I also do believe that, God does allow us to go to therapists and to talk about our emotions, and God will even speak through those therapists even at times too. I have a Christian therapist, so I just recommend going to a Christian therapist personally for me. But just asking the Lord if that's something that he wants you to do, and taking those steps and asking him to lead you. But there's just so much going on in my life right now where it's just like, I feel like I don't really know. I'm kind of just like going with the flow of things, but I feel the emotional part of it. And one thing that the Lord has been wanting me to do is being more transparent and being more honest, and feeling like I'm not being transparent enough, or I'm not being honest enough. And it's just a constant, like, overly analyzing or overly criticizing myself and where I am in this time of my walk, knowing that I lack certain things like consistency and dedication. And I try to be as dedicated as possible, y'all, but when I'm emotionally exhausted, it's hard for me to do anything. And for a while now, I have literally been emotionally exhausted, and I felt it the last couple weeks. And it took me a while to try to figure out when I was going to actually take off, because I wanted to plan this event and all these different things. But I'm like, but if I'm not in the right space, how can I plan an event in the space that I'm in right now if I'm not in the most healthiest place right now? So right now, it's just, yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. But y'all, I just wanna, y'all, when I tell y'all it rained cats and dogs yesterday, like, it's really crazy right now. how crazy it looks at this park, but it's still beautiful. It's still peaceful. You see people walking around with their dogs. I was sitting down at the bench by the water watching the geese and the ducks like just float in the water, and this little girl came over and she started with her mom and she started feeding the geese all the foods and stuff like that, and she got scared, but a little bit, like she knew her mom was with her and she kept feeding the little geese, and I thought it was so cute, and I was like, that's so childlike. Like, she's a child and she's scared, but she's still doing it, and she's at the same time she knows that her mom is there, you know. And I didn't realize how much I miss my family. Like, my family and I do not currently live near each other. My mom and them live in a different state currently right now. But I can still go visit them and things like that. And I still have family here. But like, you know, my mom is my mom, my dad is my dad. Like, so I think I've been feeling like dealing with a lot of loneliness in that area too, of just feeling alone and not really having anybody to like talk to or anything like that. And like, even when I am talking to people, it's crazy. Like, I'm not even in the space to express what I'm going through emotionally, but I feel it. It's like I don't have the words. So I hope that didn't make, even saying that doesn't even make sense. I don't know, but I'm just explaining what I'm feeling. But yeah, y'all, this is like a 20-minute video. I don't know what the point of this was. Well, I do know. Vulnerability and documenting and sharing my emotions with you guys. I talked to the Lord about it first, so always talk about your emotions to the Lord first. That's one thing I'm also learning, is like, before I go to man about what I'm feeling, I am actively working on talking to God first about it, allowing him to pour into me, and then I can share that with other people, what I'm going through. So that has been my journey so far. And it even makes me think, I think sometimes we don't give ourselves enough grace and patience. And I'm speaking to myself. We don't give ourselves enough grace and patience to like understand where we are and just being grateful for the season that we're in. And I've been realizing that I have not been able to be grateful or to be joyful or to be happy with where I'm at. And I was telling the Lord, like, I don't really know how to get out of that space. And I'm sorry if it's windy, y'all. I had my mic and the mic's dead. So it would have been a lot better if I had my mic, but I hope you guys can still hear me. Y'all, I just walked up all these steps. I have two more flights to go because I was curious. But yeah. What was I saying, y'all? I don't even know. But long story short, yeah, grace and patience. Thank you, Lord. Like, finding the joy and just being where I'm at and being content with that, and just waiting on the Lord to continue to do what he's doing, and just, yeah, enjoying the season that I'm in. Being joyful, and it's hard. And I signed up for a strength training. Didn't go. So one of the things that I really want to start doing again is going back to the gym, because when I was going, I liked the fact of being consistent. And when I was going last summer, the Lord was really encouraging me to like push through the workout, to keep going, and then I stopped. But I really want to start going again, and I think I want to get a personal trainer for accountability, and because I just like having a personal trainer like help me in my journey, because I don't always know what I'm doing with those machines, and so it's actually really helpful. So I'm hoping whatever gym I decide to go, I don't know, I don't really want to go back to Planet Fitness, but I'm looking at, what is it called? Dang. Blink. Yeah. Looking at Blink currently, and I'm thinking about going. I'm going to see how I feel about it, and go from there. But, yeah. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to sit down because clearly, y'all, I do need to go back to the gym, because I walked up all those stairs and I'm tired. So, but I want to like encourage you guys, like, take care of your emotional health, because God wants us to be healthy. God wants us to be healthy in the area of our emotions. Sorry, I'm making sure my thing is up right. Yeah, but just taking care of you guys, take care of yourselves emotionally, take care of yourselves physically. Burnout is not fun. It's not the best. I do not recommend it. It's not fun. I'll just say that it's not fun. Yeah, this was a very yeah. I want to know how you guys are doing. My question to you guys, how do you guys deal with preventing burnout? What are some things you guys like to do with the Lord? Like, whether that's going on a walk through the park, or like, how do you guys just keep yourselves from getting burnt out? Like, what are some things that you guys get into, and what has the Lord been telling you guys in your own personal walks with him about just where he's leading you guys and what he's teaching you in the season? Because I honestly feel like this season is teaching me about rest and surrender and just being rested in him and learning to sit down. Sometimes you need to sit down. And I didn't realize that, I have been serving in my church. I've been in my church for 3 years, and I have been serving in the church pretty much since I got there. So I really have never really stepped down from serving before until just recently. It's the first time I've stepped down from serving since I started serving in church. And that includes like stepping down from like leading groups to turning down positions within my church that people have asked me to lead or co-lead, and it's been really hard, but it's also realizing like how much time I actually have now and not really using this time wisely, I feel. So now it's kind of like really putting myself on a schedule, or putting myself, maybe doing a planner. I'm gonna try again with the planners, guys. Every time I do a planner, it's like, I don't know if planners just do not work for me, or I don't work with planners. I don't know what it is, but maybe that's something that I need to do to get more organized with myself, like having a time where I'm getting time with the Lord, but I can go to the gym, or I can go do an activity or something, y'all, because like I seriously need to be doing something, because I feel like I just go to work and I come home and I watch a movie, and I've always had the same thing of like, I don't want to just be coming home and watching a movie. And now it's like, don't get me wrong, I like watching movies, y'all. Like, I think that's just my thing. Like, I love watching TV, but at the same time, I don't want that to be something that becomes an idol, or like overly consuming it and then just using that to fill up my time because I don't have anything else to do. When in reality, on a Saturday morning, instead of getting up and like, after I spend some time with the Lord watching TV, I could like go and do something, productive, go to the gym, go for a walk in the park. Like, I don't know. So that's just some thoughts I had currently, even right now, that I'm thinking about thinking out loud. I do that a lot. Disclaimer, think out loud. I think out loud a lot. But yeah, this was my diary. This was my video of just what I've been dealing with. There's a lot more, but the video will be over an hour long, so I'm not gonna do that to y'all. I'm gonna try to keep this literally at under 30 minutes for y'all. I'm not gonna try, I'm gonna do, period. So I'm just gonna end this video here because I don't know what time it is. I need to go get tissue because my nose, and it is 12:18 and I have to get back home soon because I have a meeting later on in about an hour or so. But I would say definitely this walk, getting out of the house, it definitely changed my mood. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot like rested, at peace. I really don't want to go back home, y'all, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I have to go into this meeting. So maybe I'll come back after. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. We'll see what the Lord wants to do. I may go read too. Oh yeah, y'all, the Lord led me to Psalms 23 today. So definitely a day of rest. Definitely a day of rest and relying on the Lord. So thank you guys for listening to me. Yeah, I just honestly just thank you guys. Like, seriously, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it, and I love you guys, and I pray that you guys have an amazing day or evening or afternoon. And I just pray that your relationship with the Lord will continue to go deeper, that your intimacy will go deeper with him, and that, you know, you guys will continue to go on this journey of just deepness and becoming the woman that God has called you to be. So you guys have a blessed evening, night, day, and bye.